Marty Schwartz here of Marty Music. Thank you for supporting my very own project right here. We're going to break down some Clapton nuances that I think will be helpful. There's a lot of flavor savers in this little lesson, so I hope you dig it. Also, if you want, multi-hour courses in HD, like licks, blues techniques, you can pick on your style. You can sign my newsletter. The first comment down there, you'll see where you can go to it, and I really appreciate that. But for right now, let's learn some soloing stuff. Here we go. All right, so the concept of this lesson is taking just normal scale sequences or notes of the scale and adding nuance to them. So check it out. So that's just two notes of the scale, and we're going to be in the C minor pentatonic scale. So the root C, and that's the 8th fret right there on the low E. And so this first little piece, we're just going the 11th fret of the B string to the root. And so it can be on the 13th of the B, which is a C note, or the 8th of the high E, which is the same note. Oops. So to add nuance to that, which now makes it music as opposed to, we're going to add slow bending and vibrato. So we're going to take the 11th fret of the B string and use our ring finger, and we're going to play it natural, then bend it up a whole step. I'm using all 3 fingers for strength. Then once I bend it up, I'm going to play that same note natural right here on the 8th fret of the high E. And then that's when I'm adding the vibrato. And if you're working on vibrato, literally it's the string vibrating back and forth. And if you're trying to work on your vibrato, shake the neck of the guitar with your finger on the note. So I'm using my arm to shake it, and then my finger creates this kind of lever or fulcrum. So you put that together, and then now watch what we can do going down the scale. So if I just go down the scale from the 11th of the high E, 11, 8, 11, 8, 10, 8 on the G. So what I did there was, once again, using bends instead of playing all the natural notes. And so what I'm doing, the first bend is a quarter tone bend, which basically means I'm not bending this 11th quite up a half step to that note. I'm not going that high. I'm going right before it. And those little nudgy bends add like a vocal character or nuance to your notes. And the trick is to not hear it. You only want to hear the pitch going up. You don't want to hear it go back down. You don't want that last part where it went back down, not good. But going up and then to another note works really well. Right? So I released it to the root, the 8th of the high E, but I didn't hear that note go down. I didn't go. I only went up and then went to that note. So that's another nuance there. Instead of I'm going. So it's right before it reaches that. It's not that, it's more of a right before it. So let's go back to the beginning. Bend and vibrato. Bend and vibrato again. Now the quarter tone little bend, little micro bend on the 11th of the high E. And now I'm going down the scale, so 8th of the high E, Then I go to the 11th of the B, but instead of now the 8th on the B, I'm going to go from that to the G string and bend it up to that note. Instead of, I go, can you hear how it's the same note, but now it's got a more musical quality to it? And you can hear it bend up. You don't have to do a pre-bend, but you could. You know? Or, so I'm bending it up a whole step, which is the 10th of the G, then back down, natural, then the 8th of the G, and then I'm back at the root right here on the 10th of the D. Now here's another place where you can do a quarter tone bend, that micro bend. It's the same note. Right here, the 8th of the G, just a little nudge up to the root. So without all the nuances, it would be like this. Now with the nuances, bends, vibrato, quarter tone bends. And this quarter tone bend, if you're going down this, going this way, da 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 da, you can bend the opposite direction that I normally do. You can do it either way, but on the way down, you could kind of. So you can go this way. So, one more time. All right, guys, thanks again so much for supporting me with Marty Music. I really appreciate it. You signing the newsletter and leaving comments and sharing the videos, all that. Thank you so much. And in fact, why don't you leave your requests in the comments below, and I'll read through them, and I'm always doing that. So thanks again, and we'll see you real soon.